Good stuff. It's never easy to sing first thing in the morning, is it? Especially after a show last night, I heard.
Show last night, went a little bus ride, 9 hours over, but it's good.
Just roll out of bed and sound like an angel.
Sure.
Must be nice. Must be nice. Josh, we didn't get to say thank you like in person since the last time you were in Denver. The last time you were here, you were playing our little show for St. Jude that helped us raise almost $70,000 for St. Jude. So thank you for that.
That's what it was at the end of the night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just from that show.
Yeah.
So
that was great. With Brantley Gilbert, and that was a fun night.
Yeah, it was a fun night for sure.
Great,
it was a fun night. We were talking with Brian Martin, who was also on the show that night, and you guys hadn't met at that point. And my favorite moment from that night was you talking to Brian. Brian's from the deep part of Louisiana, if you don't know Brian Martin yet.
Yes.
And oftentimes you can't understand a word he's saying. And he was talking to Josh, and Josh kept looking at me like, you know what he's saying? I don't know what he's saying.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's a fun dude, for sure.
He is a fun dude. Yeah. We had a good time that night, so thank you again for that.
Appreciate that.
And people may not have seen you at that show, but they may have seen you on the Nickelback tour that was also in Denver. Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit and what it was like to be on tour with Nickelback.
Yeah, I mean, that was for me such a great, it was my first major tour and a great big first one, which was awesome. And just, I learned a lot. I mean, learned a lot of stuff when it comes to playing a live show in regards to, 20,000 people, how to entertain a fan as a first of three in front of 20,000 people when people don't know who you are and you're, trying to make those new fans and relationships. And was very lucky. Both Brantley Gilbert was on that, and then obviously Nickelback, and they're just professionals and they've been doing it for so long. So it was really cool to kind of watch what they do every night.
How does that even happen? How do you end up on a Nickelback tour? You're not even a rock guy. You're a country guy. They're a rock band. Obviously, there's a tie-in with Brantley there, who's a country rock guy, but you're a country guy, and you end up on a rock tour.
Yeah, it was a bunch of kind of events that lined up in a certain way. I was at a music festival probably a year and a half ago in the summertime, and Chad was there. They were showing him a festival that Nickelback could potentially play at, and at that time I just had signed to a management company called The Core, where Nickelback actually just had signed to too. So that kind of came together well, and then Brantley's day-to-day manager, Aaron Keisner, is actually a friend of mine too. So we got to apply for all the different, the first of three options, and I just luckily had a lot of kind of relationships built around that situation, so it worked out well.
It's got to be extra cool for you as well, because people may not know this, but you're a Canadian guy, and Nickelback is a Canadian band, and so I'm assuming that that's extra special.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. It was full circle. I mean, you couldn't listen to the radio, especially rock radio, as a kid in Canada, without hearing Nickelback on it, and it was one of those things where whether you're a Nickelback fan or not, you still kind of sing the songs when they're on the radio. So it was really cool to get to watch them play those songs every night and be a part of it.
Let's talk about Canada a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know why we still, I think as Americans, we don't think of Canada and country music, even though one of the biggest stars in country music ever, Shania, was from Canada.
Yeah.
There's so many others, the list goes on, but you still don't associate Canada with country music. So is it a big thing?
Yeah, I mean, in Canada, country music is the largest genre, which is really cool and special for me. It's fun to go back home and play shows, and I don't get home as much now, but it is cool to get back there. And I always say to people, it's like you can land in Toronto, you can land in Vancouver, and you drive an hour north, and you won't see anybody. And like it's country. It's just a different. It may be not southern country, but it's northern country.
Yeah, for sure. So, how did you grow up in Canada? Did you grow up as like a
country boy? I was born in the country.
I
was born in the country, and then moved into the city for like school. And then my parents are back out now outside the city. Yeah.
Was it always I'm going to be an artist for you?
No. Sports. Professional motocross riding was one of my favorite things. I did that for a lot of years, and then I had a football scholarship in Canada. I played defensive back for three and a half years, and then kind of just made the transition to music.
That's awesome, man. And you've had a lot of success early on in your career. Not everybody can say that. Song you pplayed to start, Trouble, huge. I mean, it was your first song to ever be played on radio, at least in the States. I don't know about Canada.
Yeah. A lot of firsts with that song, and I was happy that it was a song that to me was a real story and meant a lot.
What else is going to happen for you moving forward?
Yeah, I'm releasing more music. I actually got a song coming out this week, which is awesome. Working towards an EP in March, and then I'm excited to kind of announce our next radio single too. So
awesome, man. Well, we can't wait to see more of it. Awesome. You're on the Bailey Zimmerman tour now, so before I let you go, talk about that a little bit. It's like you go from one rock tour to the other rock tour. Even though Bailey's kind of classified as a country artist more than Nickelback, he's a rocker, right?
Yeah, he rocks the ballads. It's an interesting the way he does it, and they have a great show. And Bailey's been a great friend for a couple years now. We were talking. It was about a year and a half ago that I played my first show opening for him, and it's cool to see in a year and a half how far we both kind of come and where things are at.
Last time I watched one of these videos, I felt like a real jerk because they had a player with them, and I didn't introduce the player ever. And as I watched it, I was like, dang it, I didn't do that. I'm going to make it a point today, so I'm going to let you do that.
This is Jake Gant. Jake's been with me for 2 years out of Nashville. We met, kind of the typical Nashville Broadway gigs and house parties, and it turned into this. So
thanks for taking some time for us today, Jay. Appreciate that. My favorite question to ask an artist before I let you play some more music: what are you listening to right now?
Oh, everything. I mean, I'm still a huge 90s rock fan, and I mean, I listen to a lot of like classic music. Obviously, listen to a lot of Toby Keith the last couple weeks or a week or so, and then just I kind of listen to everything. My pre-show mix, I call it, is it can be country, rock, rap. It's like I kind of got everything on it. So
sounds like my iPod too.
Yeah.
You don't even know what an iPod is.
Is that the hard one? Yeah.
All right, let's play some more music.
All right.